Solitary love is a heart in pain. Get out.
This is the third edition of Jam Spread, and I'm here with Darkness Falls, Josephine and Ina.
Hi.
Welcome to Munich!
Thank you!
Just like you and I, we will dance and cry tonight. Just like you and I, we will never wrong.
Your first LP, Alive in Us, it came out 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So what took you so long to produce this new album?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, when we released it, we were actually touring for quite a long time before we started making the new album, and it's taking us like basically 1.5 years to make the new album. You know, that's sometimes with these processes it just takes longer time, and I guess it's also we don't only make music, so like you need to do something in between as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, but how has your sound evolved, and how was the process of doing these two LPs? How was it different?
It's been very different. I think when we started out making the first album, we were not very skilled within production, so there was a lot of things we needed to learn how to do and figure out how to do. Like if you go like really into the technical part of it. And this time there were so many things we were so much better at, and I think it was really important for us that we didn't want to look back but look ahead. So we wanted it to be like, not something that we've done before, but making it our sound and our style, but in a new way.
But still make it sound like 2015?
Yeah.
But so how does 2015 sound to you? I mean your style is quite particular. So how do you kind of make that bridge of evolving into a certain time, you know?
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. I think it's, for us, it's more, of course it's that, but it's also you develop as a person, and you develop your musical skills and sense develop, and then you feel like taking stuff other places than what you've done before, I guess. Or at least we feel that way.
Yeah. Or maybe things that we wanted to do in the first album, like Josephine said, we couldn't do, but now we had the skills, or maybe more defined how to do that. So it was also about like doing something that we wanted to do in a long time, but now we just had the skills to do it, which was nice.
We get very inspired by our surroundings, and for us it's very important that we have, as you just said before yourself, that we have a space where it's nice to be, a place that you don't want to go home from, and
which is your second home because you do so much time there. So it's really important that it's something that when you wake up in the morning you feel like you really want to go there, and you sit down, it's not just four walls and a computer and then you have to find everything yourself. It's a place that you can put art on the wall and invite people down and have like a place that's inspiring.
So, when you say inspiring, what particularly inspires you? And I mean, your album title is Dance and Cry. So it's two different activities in two different moods. So would you say your new album is kind of inspired by a sort of duality of life?
Very much. You got it spot on. That is exactly what it is that we're inspired by. I think this time we actually came up with the title before we had made a couple of songs, and we were just like, this album has to be called Dance and Cry. Both in like for the lyrics and everything. That I mean, as I said also before, you develop as a person, and the older you get, the more experience you have, and the more experience you also have of. Nothing is black and white, you know, that good or bad thing can happen, but it can become good afterwards. And maybe when you're younger, you're more like if something really bad happens to you, you're like, oh my god, I'm never gonna get over this. And when now we know, like, that's also why our music is, of course, melancholic and
but still with like something lifting, because it's not only
it has hope.
It has hope.
Yeah.
Is it also that
hopefully
you need? Hopefully, it has hope. But what you just described was also kind of a process that needs a lot of patience. So maybe when you're young, you're really impatient, and you see everything really dark, and when you're, I mean, do you think that you learn patience the older you grow, or?
Yeah, definitely. I think we can still be very impatient, but but I think it's more like, I think that was just like the kind of the main subject which really interested us during this process.
But not only in the lyrics or in but also in the music, like this duality between this really organic things, like for example with the guitars and the warm sounds like we had on the first album, and then the electronical elements. So it had to be like balance between this really electronical thing and this really warm rock feeling. So and like something male and something female. So the duality was not only in the lyrics about living, but also about like the style of the music. Or maybe some songs was really good, but like the true electronic. So we need to put in some of this warmth from the
vocals maybe, or
the guitar, or some, maybe an old synth or something like that. Or maybe it's too masculine, and then we need to put in some feminine, so it's like balanced in a better way.
I see. Well, it's a really nice approach actually, because you kind of mess with the technology and then you produce a feeling. But do you rather write and produce while you're in Denmark, and because you feel there's like a feeling of home and belonging, or does this, feeling of touring and being somewhere strange and new inspire you more?
Well, we've done like several of trips where we've gone away. Like for instance, we went to New York to get inspired, which is really nice to get out of your safe zone in a way. And we've also done in the process where we went away away from our studio and went to a summer house where we were just making music and like to get really into the process. So I don't think that necessarily we want to do it at home, but it's more like.
But normally we don't. It's not like that we write songs while we're on the road. I like to sit because you have the computers, you have the room that you like to create in, you have the instruments, the plugins, you have everything set up, so it's easy. So if you have a feeling or an idea, it's easy to do it. And it takes time sometimes to be creative. So it's not something like sometimes it's 2 minutes, but. I like to be in the studio. Actually, I really like collect inspiration to go out, and then when I sit home, I have time to sit in the studio.
Just like
we love Copenhagen. That's why we live there, And it's a great city, but it's also a very small city. So it's nice to get out and just experience something else and see something else. And it's also really nice to take your music out of where you come from, because you don't. It's hard to have expectations, you don't know how many people will show up, you don't know if people know you from before, or, so it's been very positive so far, which is really nice.
Okay, so do you generally plan a lot for the future, or are you just going with the flow?
We have plans.
Yes.
But would you like to share though?
No, first of all, we're going to start soon. That's our plan, to make new music, so it doesn't take 4 years before a new album comes out. And then we really want to go to the States, and we're working on that right now. We would love to go tour there.
Japan.
Yeah, in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's both plans and dreams.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I wish you good luck with both that.
Thank you.
Have a great show today.
Thank you very much.
Like in the Peruvian food place right now. And should we just go in already? Because I don't want you to be late for anything. So let's just go. Thank you.